They think of mostly men.
I think we've all seen those posters. It has that, I think from World War II or whatnot, have this, big, tall, strapping Marine.
And someone who just looks not very nice.
We all look like Marines. We're all the typical Marine.
I was told this from the beginning when my recruiter said it was a very male-dominated job field. Instead of just doing something that was more normal for women, I said, I don't want to do that.
My recruiter, and keep in mind, 1995, he's like, you are going into a boys' club. If somebody says anything, I just need you to just keep up a wall, keep up a brave face or whatnot, right? We didn't have SAPR, we didn't have EO, we didn't have any of this. Like if somebody said anything to you, it was just kind of like, oh well, you know what you're getting into.
So when I got to the fleet, in my unit, there were other female Marines, but in my MOS, in my shop, I was the only one. I don't think some of them knew how to take me. They were like, who are you?
The command itself was nothing but welcoming, but the problem came with the staff NCO that was in the armory at the time. He had gotten into trouble and they put him up at the armory to get him away from basically everybody else. I don't want to say it started out as hostile, but it eventually turned into hostile.
The one that I had to go talk to, senior to me, and it was tough because I was scared. But this person was saying things about the fact that I was a woman. They changed to commenting about the way I looked in PT gear.
There were some comments that he would make, but remembering, what my recruiter had said, I'm not going to react. I'm just going to laugh it off. I'm not going to pay any attention, right? Like, as long as he's not touching me, it's not bad.
So when I went in to talk to this person, I'm like, it could either go really well or really bad.
But as it progressed, as the graphic nature of the comments progressed, it got to one point where the recon armor, he turned to the staff sergeant and he's like, you can't say that. You can't say that to her.
I didn't mean it like that. I was just joking with you. But I told him, I said, the comments stop, and the comments stop now.
Battalion got involved. They can't leave me in that environment, and they know there's no way they can change his bad habits. I'm put into the company office as the company clerk.
At that point again, I told myself, I said, never again. I said, I will not go quietly and just ignore the comments or not say something to someone who could do something about it.
Having to deal with that on a daily basis, it adds a lot of anxiety, and just preparing yourself so that you don't come off as shocked and surprised, so that you don't show any feeling, reaction, so that you show that it does not affect you.
And for me to sit here now, knowing how it was when I first came in, I wouldn't believe you if you told me that women would be in the leadership positions they are now. I would not have believed you.
If we're making these changes, but we're still having these same thoughts of, well, women are less than, and you can't do this, and you can't do that, but it doesn't matter if we change the uniform. We're still going to be viewed in that, through that lens. So I think having those foundational shared experiences helps change that mindset.
I think we have to keep walking forward and not fear what we don't know. And that if change does, or if bad change comes from the integration of women into different units, then I think that we tackle it.
As we're slowly, gradually implementing these changes, I think we're heading in the right direction. But being realistic and knowing that change is going to take time, change is slow. But also realizing we're not as bad as we think we are. Eventually we'll get to the point that Marines are able to treat Marines as human beings first.
The Marine Corps has said, we don't care about your gender. We care about your ability. We care about you as a leader. And to sit here on this side now of that mountain, right, that we had to climb to get here, it was worth the climb. It was well worth the climb.